Previously on Two Up and Overloaded. We made it to the city of Pontianak, a large equatorial city on the Indonesian side of Borneo. We found a very fancy hotel there and an equally posh mall.
This is true.
But we had work to do because this was going to be the final stop for our Indonesian motorcycle, a Bajaj Pulsar 220, which we have named Dorco. Dorco has issues. Dorco has had lots of problems ever since we bought her in Jakarta. Not just being old and the suspension and everything, but losing a fender here or there.
Yeah, things fall off.
Yeah. But there's been electrical issues.
The kickstand rubs against the chain, and
Yes.
so I zip tied it up and away from the chain because that could be bad.
Which means that we have to park it with the center stand, but the center stand is
It was
breaking
folding
and
over
bending.
and onto itself, and so
Yes. And scraping against the ground when we
yeah. Anytime we turn, it's
Well, you fixed the turn signal that was
I
broken.
did. Well, in fact, I didn't.
The
I
mechanic
paid
did.
somebody to do that.
There was also a constant check engine light
Yeah.
that was on all the time.
And for no good, sometimes they just be I don't want to start. And it's come on, just start. And it's I don't want to.
Bike isn't starting again. But thankfully, the motorcycle did make it to the city of Pontianak, where we knew we'd be able to find a really good mechanic, hopefully,
Yeah.
who would be able to fix her up.
Yep, she's a fixer-upper, folks.
And actually, we were going to be leaving our motorcycle there because the motorcycle is not completely in our name. It could not leave the country of Indonesia.
Which is nice for me. I'm not legally bound to that motorcycle ever.
And so from the city of Pontianak, we would be taking a bus to cross the border into East Malaysia.
Which, newsflash to me, which, I don't really know a whole lot about the regions of the world until we're there, but there's this big island called Borneo. Half of it is pretty much Indonesia. There's another northern half, which is East Malaysia. And then there's this tiny little section called Brunei,
Which is its own country.
which is its own country. And so this is just a fairy tale land of confusion. I'm I know Malaysia, there's a Malaysian peninsula, but
Yes.
East Malaysia,
East Malaysia was a whole big mystery for us,
Yeah.
which was super exciting. But after we were to explore East Malaysia on a rental bike, we wanted to return to Dorco.
Want is loose. We were going to return to Dorco.
To ride through more of Indonesia. But that meant we needed a motorcycle that worked and one that we could put our faith into. So as we pulled up to the mechanic, a lot was riding on whether they could turn our failing motorcycle into something that we could trust. A motorcycle that could take us many more miles down the road. And then, even as we got the bike back all stitched up, a new issue showed up that wouldn't let us get very far at all.
Hey everyone, nice to have you here. We are Tim
And Marissa No Tear.
I ride in the front.
And I'm in the rear.
We travel the world and we pack too much gear.
Oh, all the places we'll go.
Through rain and through sleet and through mud and through snow.
Oh, all the things we'll see.
We've been to a country or two.
Or three. Oh, all the fun we've had.
You have you along would make us real glad.
So give us a like and
Hit subscribe to join us along our epic ride.
So you found this mechanic shop online and it had good reviews. And right as we pulled in, we noticed there were tons of motorcycles there, which is always a good sign.
Yeah.
And it seemed super busy.
It did seem super busy. There was people changing oil, there were sparks flying, people were grinding stuff.
But thankfully, we met someone right away who could speak really good English.
Yeah.
And he was Andy,
So this is Andy.
the son of the owner of the mechanic shop. We were so thankful for him because we gave him our entire list of issues that we had with the motorcycle.
It was nice to have somebody who spoke English. We were able to tell him exactly my poor diagnosis, which, he was able to translate into actual mechanical stuff and tell his crew what to do. So it was, we felt like we were in good hands.
And they gave us some pretty bad news right off the bat. The center stand was totally and completely failing.
Yeah, it had folded in on itself to the point where it was like leaned back, like like an old Cadillac going down the road.
So it turns out that our center stand is broken. Apparently it's collapsed in on itself. And that's why we've been having such problems putting it on the center stand.
They were starting to take like old wrenches and brake pads and stuff and were just tack welding it on to beef it back up. They cut it, both of the pour welds were bending off, and then they started to rebuild it from there. So I just figured I'd let them, they couldn't damage it any worse. So. And we asked them where we could possibly, if there was somewhere in walking distance to get bus tickets, and he said it was like a block away.
Yeah. So now, of course, because we were going to take a bus from there to the Malaysian side, we needed to buy bus tickets, and the office was right down the street.
Yeah. We walked into this bus ticket place, like it had air conditioning, it had a sign that might as well read, "We sell bus tickets right here, Tim and Marissa, come on in."
Yeah, it was super easy, super efficient, and we got our tickets right away.
Yeah.
And on our way back to the mechanic's office, we passed by this huge, new, gorgeous-looking church.
Yeah, it was a good time to pray for Dorco.
It's like a cathedral, like a Roman Catholic, I'm assuming, I don't know. It's amazing. Look at these doors. They're unbelievable. Woo. Wow. All right, that was cool. Yeah, when we got back, I mean, they were hard at work at fixing Dorco up.
They tack welded a couple brake pads and a couple wrenches onto the kickstand and onto the center stand, and
so they put actual wrenches on it.
So they had wrenches and they cut off the crescent part of it, the crescent wrench.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's just a really nice sturdy piece of steel, hopefully. So now when they put it on the center stand, the bike actually had a nice tilt to it, and the front tire was up in the air.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, you added a rod.
Oh, that's great.
Inside and out.
Inside and out.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Brilliant.
And they welded a little bit of a brake pad piece to the mounting of the kickstand to the engine itself, which was, if this was any other bike, it'd be like, no. But I was like, Frankenstein her away, Doctor. Dr. Frankenstein, you do whatever you want. But yeah, it looked a little ugly, but
Hey, that worked.
yeah, it has both a center stand and a kickstand that is fully functional.
No more zip ties.
Gotta reattach the.
So we said our goodbyes to Andy and to all the awesome mechanics at the mechanic shop. Andy, thank you so much. It's been so awesome for us to bring our motorcycle here.
No worries, guys. It's for your convenience.
It's
been amazing. You've been a lifesaver. Thank you for everything, my friend. Cool.
They were all so kind and they did such a great job. We really have to thank them.
For sure.
Ay, sudah script.
Our confidence was super high. We thought, all right, Dorco is fixed up to a level that we can deal with. And we were really excited to bring her to the place where she was going to be stored. It's our last ride for a long time on Dorco. But as we were pulling away,
there's high fives, there's thank yous, there's handshakes, there's the GoPro farewell shot, and then Marissa jumps on the bike, I throw it in the first gear out of neutral, I'm like, meh. and then I go to second gear and it's neutral. And I try to get into second gear and it won't go into second gear. And I'm trying, grinding my boot against it. I can get back down into first gear, but I no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to go into second gear. So it was a quick loop around
the block.
around the block back there, and everybody was like, "Oh no!" And I was like, "Yeah, I can't get into second gear." And Marissa jumped off the bike, and one of the little dudes came up, and it seemed he knew what the problem potentially could be. I didn't even get off the bike. He took the gear shifter off and like moved it up just a little bit. So I don't know. He did something magical.
Okay, so as Tim was driving, he was unable to get out of neutral, or I guess out of first gear. He was able to get into first gear, but none of the other gears.
First gear's down.
First gear's down, so he couldn't get to any of the gears that were up out of neutral. But seems like, hopefully, fingers crossed, a quick fix, because these guys are on it. I was so thankful that he seemed to know right away what it could be, because I was worried, you know, all of this welding happening on the motorcycle and on the engine. I was like, well, gearbox,
that goes.
Something's wrong. They are so industrious and so impressive here. Everybody's just like, oh, we can fix that. It's amazing.
Terlalu up. Yeah. Terlalu up. I think so. I think I went through it. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Terima kasih banyak.
All right. That's good this time.
Hopefully we won't be back right around the block. All right. Yay. Yep.
Thank you again. Bye, mister.
I got from neutral to first, and then I got to second gear.
And we rejoice.
We rejoice. The church bells rang.
Second gear. Woohoo.
So we had our bus tickets. We had our little motorcycle that could. The check engine light was still shining proud like the Star of David, but we headed towards our buddy's house, where pulled Dorco up onto her newly rebuilt center stand
And leave her there
And
until we came back.
abandoned her.
We really have to thank Ali and his family. They let us store Dorco at their place, and that was so nice of them. He is the brother of someone that we met on the ferry over to Kalimantan from Java, and so, I mean, they didn't know us very well, and they totally embraced us and welcomed us into their home and let us store our motorcycle there. So we cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much, Ali.
Thank you so much. I'm not excited to see Dorco again, but I'm excited to see them again and thank them in person.
Yes. The evening before we were to get on the bus, we decided to splurge on a fancy evening meal. It was the rooftop restaurant of the hotel, the fancy hotel that we were at.
Yeah.
We actually ended up staying in Pontianak for quite a few days as we were waiting to get on the bus to go to Kuching. And we got to really love and know everyone over at the mall, at the hotel, and especially at this restaurant at the mall. That was our favorite place. Oh, and the ice cream girls, yes. Hey everyone, good morning. Today is a super special day because we are finally going to Malaysia. And we have a bus that leaves at 11 o'clock tonight from here in Pontianak, and it will arrive in Kuching at about
11 a.m.
11 a.m. It's going to be a long bus ride. We're hopefully going to get picked up there by the in-laws of a really special person to us, Jason. Big shout out to him. Yeah, we're so excited to see East Malaysia and the whole Malaysian side of Borneo.
This is true.
We were going to be getting on the bus at 11 o'clock
p.m.
at night.
Then checkout was at noon.
Yeah, so we had the whole day to just kind of hang out. So of course we went to our Japanese restaurant one last time.
Yeah.
We've come here how many times now?
Like 6 times. We were doing lunch and dinner for a while.
We love it. It's called Hoshite, and it's a Japanese restaurant. And everyone here is so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah. I'll take you on a little tour. This is our favorite booth.
This is our dating booth.
Say hi.
And that was amazing, and they were really friendly.
These guys make the best food.
It is the best.
It is the best food. It's wonderful. Thank you.
And as like a little token of a thank you, they gave us some free sushi.
Yeah.
Too kind.
Tim, unfortunately, is not the biggest fan of
It's not
fish.
unfortunate. It's just
It is unfortunate. He's
fact.
really missing out.
just because they gave it to us for free, I shall partake. I think it looks like crab. I don't know.
Crab cake.
And then there's fish eggs on top.
Caviar.
Not a fan of fish eggs. Nope.
No problem. I will greatly enjoy the rest.
I think Marissa will enjoy this better.
Look at that.
Oh, it's so good. And eventually we got into a taxi and headed on out to the bus station.
Da-na-na.
Got on the bus and they had nice wide seats because it was going to be a 12-hour overnight journey.
Yeah, we got to pick our seats, and so I picked the front row seats. But it's kind of like the front row seats on a plane where you don't get like the under the seat leg room. There's just this plastic wall barrier. And I was like, Bert and Timmy, why did you chose poorly? But we survived. It was going to be 12 hours. There was no chickens on the bus, which was a big possibility in my mind.
No, it was really nice. It was air conditioned, and we had as good of a night's sleep as we possibly could on a bus over bumpy roads through
This
the
is
night.
true. It was better than our ferry ride.
Yes, it was better than the ferry ride.
No karaoke.
No karaoke.
Which is beautiful.
Morning. And we woke up the next morning. Right at sunrise, we had arrived at the border to Malaysia.
We got there just before the gates opened, and we got off the bus. We can feel the electricity in the air of a new country.
Exciting, yes. Yeah. We were just so excited to get to this whole new country of Malaysia. But that will all be in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below. Ding, ding. And we'll be seeing you next time.
Stay safe, everybody.
And if Patreon is your thing, you can check out our Patreon link in the description below. You can sign up for as little as $1 a month, and you get sneak peeks to what we're doing right now. You get ad-free videos before they come out here on YouTube. And you can also get a postcard sent to you from wherever we are at in the world.
This is true. And if you want to catch up on some of our previous explorations of the world, we have collectively written 3 books. We've got Maiden Voyage, 2 Up and Overloaded, and Blood, Sweat, and No Tears, which you can find on Amazon worldwide in paperback and Kindle. So click the links below for either our Patreon or our Amazon, and we hope to have you along for the ride.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
And long to start.